Hello and welcome to this evening's live. So we're a bit late tonight, so apologies for the slightly different time. But I'm sure if you can't get to see this on the live, not to worry, it's there on the, it will be recorded as well and available for you afterwards. And so welcome to all of those that are watching live, and welcome also to those of you who might be watching this on the recording. Okay, so today we're going to take a quick look at Microsoft SharePoint lists, what they are. We're going to show you very quickly how to create one, a quick example of one based on a template that Microsoft give you. And we're also going to look at how you can very quickly add a Power App on top of those lists, using them as data sources, so that you can expand the functionality of that list a lot more. Okay, so without further ado, this is going to be another one of those fairly quick demos, so about 10 minutes hopefully. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So there we go. So here we are in the SharePoint team site. So we're in the team site here, not the communication site. We're in the SharePoint team site that we created yesterday. So this is our live test site. So how do we get to lists? How do we start these lists off? Well, here you'll see that we have a button here for new. I'm going to just zoom in there so you can see. So just up there on the top left, we have a button for new. So we click on new, and then I click on list here. So these are the lists right up at the top. Now you'll see straight away that Microsoft have given us a head start, as they do in many of these applications by now. So we have a few choices that we can make here. So we can either create a list from a blank. Well, we can start off with a blank list. Now we have a few things that we can do to maybe speed this process up. So if we have data within Excel, we can choose to bring that data in from Excel into a list. That will bring it into a central point where more people potentially can co-work on that data. We can bring it in from an existing list. So we may want to take an existing list and move it into this site, for example. However, one of my favorite features with these lists is a real quick start. And that quick start are these templates that you find here underneath these top three options. So they've already given us a few things that they think might be useful. So we've got an issue tracker, employee onboarding, event itinerary, asset manager. So, and then I'm sure you can all read as well. So apologies, I'm just reading out here what it says on these, but these are really useful because even if we don't want the exact setup that have been created within these lists, they give us a great starting point to see what could be done. And we can also rename these into anything we want. We can use the types of columns that are already there. We can add columns, we can remove columns. So just because these templates are set up in a certain way doesn't mean we can't adapt them for our own use. So let's take a look at one of these. So let's take a look, for example, at a asset manager. And here we go. So they've given us a bit of a description here. So we can use this to keep track of all devices in our organization, when they're checked in and when they're returned. So you can see here that we've got some different data types that are held in these columns. So it's literally a list of items. So here are the items here, kind of in this list, and a bit of a preview there to see what we're going to get. So you can see that there is a column for manufacturer status. Now, some of these are going to be just columns that we type in, or some of them also are going to be set up as drop downs. So you can see there's a lot of additional information. So let's use this template. So we're just going to call it Asset Manager. We're going to show it in the site navigation as well, and that means that it will appear here on the left-hand side for us. So let's create that list. Okay, and here is our new empty asset manager list. So as you can see, we have all the columns that we had on the preview. we can edit this in a grid view, for example. So we can actually add new items here. So we can, oh, excuse me, bear with me there, sorry. I'll leave the grid view there for a second. So yeah, sorry. So if we edit this in grid view, so okay, not entirely sure why this is behaving in the way it's behaving. So let me just exit that grid view for a second. The beauties of live streaming. So this is great. So I'm just going to try that again. So for some reason, it's not giving me the option there. Okay. Here we go. Right. So what we're going to do is, instead of actually clicking there, so if I zoom in there, so you'll see a small plus there, but actually what it's asking me to do in order to create this new item, and apologies for that, this is like I say, the beauty of live streaming. So if we click on the new up at the top there, it's not actually creating a new list or anything. This is actually creating as a new item. So excuse me for my kind of forgetful brain there. It's a bit late, and so therefore that's what I put that down to. So as you can see, this now shows us all of these columns here. So we can add an image, for example. So that was the device photo. We can add the tags, and it shows us also what's required, what's not required on these things. So you can see also that we have certain drop downs that are set up here. And we can choose some of those. So these are just kind of free text, asset type again. So we again can set these up so that people can only choose from specific items. And we can also add attachments even onto here. So it's really rich in terms of features that it provides us. Dates, for example, we can set up dates there. We can add those in. So I'm going to just try and put in the minimum amount of information that we need here. So we can save this. And there we go. So there is the first record that we've added to this list. Now you'll see also, as I've scrolled across in this list, that we can add a column. So as I mentioned, these are templates that start us off, but we don't have to just kind of depend on what's in that template. We can add columns in there. So we can add, for example, another date and time, and we could call that retired, for example. So date and time, that's all we need really, and that's it. So we've now been able to add an additional column in here. We can move these columns around as well, so it's really flexible. And then moving on from there, so we've created our first item in here. There are some automation tasks that we can set up here. So we can create rules, for example, in this. So we can say if a new item is created, maybe we want to send an email potentially to either the current owner of this record or whoever it was created by, or we can also start typing names of people within our Office 365 environment in here. And that will then notify someone when a new record is created in here. So some automations that we can do there. So we can manage those rules as well. So we haven't got any currently. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention was, so we talked about kind of adding additional functionality through Power Apps on this. So as you can see, we're in our list here. I'm going to click on this integrate button here. So as you can see, integrate up here at the top. And I'm going to click on Power Apps, create an app. We'll just call it assets. And this will go off and create an app based on the data that we have in that list. Now, we don't have any more time tonight, unfortunately, to go any more into Power Apps, but it really does show you the kind of how easy it is to get a Power App set up based on the data that's in that list. And then, so if the list app isn't flexible enough for you, then you can see in here that you can kind of build a Power App on top of that. Okay, so I'm just going to remind you that our website is on the screen now, kind of going past. So, head on over to the website. We've got our academy that you can get to from the website. We've also got some blogs that are there. We're kind of probably publishing a blog now every kind of two every month or so. So, head over there, sign up to the list, and we'll send you some more info like this. And otherwise, we'll see you on the live tomorrow. So, and here's our app that's just loaded up. Took a while there, but yeah. So, okay, we hope to see you again tomorrow for the next installment of 30 Days, 30 Microsoft 365 Tips. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.